So in these 6 dozen, you can see that some of these are bantam size eggs. So what I'm going to do is do them in 2 batches. I'll do our regular size eggs in 1 batch and our bantam size eggs in another batch. I do the bantam size eggs for a minute less than I do the regular size eggs. I know everyone makes hard-boiled eggs differently. I'm just going to bring this water up to a boil and then put in my regular size eggs and set the timer on my phone for 7 minutes. Okay, this is just the first 4 dozen, but you can see these are our bantam size eggs. These are our regular size eggs. Our bantam eggs are laid by our red jungle fowl and by our silkies. Our silkies lay a white color and our red jungle fowl lay a cream color. But they are really tiny eggs, especially compared to our big layers. Okay, I got as many as I could fit in the first batch and I'm going to set my timer now. While my timer's going, I'm going to get my bath of ice water ready. Okay, so these are all our full-size eggs, and I always do more than I need because some always get swooshed and popped open, but I'll just feed these ones to the chickens. These ones I'm going to put in the fridge for about 20 minutes, and then they should peel very easily. Okay, so while the eggs cook, I'm going to chop up all the peppers. We've got a bunch, this whole basket full. Over here where I was doing peppers, I've got all the peppers that I wanted to cut up. I did cut up some of the red, pretty and sweet, but I decided that we're actually going to pickle these ones whole. So I'm going to poke a toothpick size hole in the bottom of all of these peppers before I pickle them. And I like to do it that way just because a lot of the pickle brine gets inside of the pepper quicker. Okay, so all my peppers are ready. With the sliced peppers, I like to pack the jars as full as I can because once you add the hot brine, it'll cook the peppers a little and everything will settle into the jars more. And we're on our last batch of hard-boiled eggs. These are all of our bantam eggs, so I'm going to strain these and put them in the fridge with the other ones for 20 minutes. Okay, now that the eggs are sitting in the fridge and the peppers are all ready, I'm going to start on the brine. Okay, I'm starting the brine for the peppers first, and then I'll do the one for the eggs, but I will write up on the screen what I have in this one right now. So the brine I just made was enough to do this jar, and this jar. I'm going to have to make more, and I'm definitely going to have to go get more vinegar so that way I can do the eggs later. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes. I did the peppers, and now I'm going to peel these and start putting them in the jars. I do have a bowl over here for eggs where the yolk is right up against the edge, and I don't add these when I pickle eggs just because it can make the water or the brine kind of murky, but we will eat these. My son loves them. Okay, so while the kids are eating their lunch, I'm gonna go down and work on the fence line in the pasture. We finally got all of the rest of the metal posts that we needed, so I'm gonna go put them in. Okay, I thought we were far enough in the day that this tree line would give me some shade over here, but it's not, so it's really hot out. I'm gonna come back and finish the last 2 sections that we have to finish later this afternoon. Now I'm gonna go mow the backyard. Okay, it's 2:30, which means we just got done homeschooling. The kids have already had lunch. It's my turn to have lunch. Listen, guys, life is about balance. So yes, I am going to have ramen. I don't use the packet. I actually make my own. I just use the noodles. But this is what I'm going to make for lunch. And then hopefully my seeds will be here and I can go out to the garden with you guys. Okay, in here I have a teaspoon of sugar, a tablespoon of red pepper flakes, and a tablespoon of minced garlic. I'm going to add a splash of soy sauce, sesame seed oil, and a little bit of oyster sauce. Then I'll add my noodles and that'll be lunch. So this is the bottom part of the pasture. We have our extra wooden posts that we're going to use to support our corner pieces. And then we just finished getting all the metal posts up. We got to get one more right there. And then we'll be done on this side. We're gonna wait until we have all the sides done before we start putting up the fencing. Like I said, we still need to put up our brace pieces. We're gonna need 2 wooden ones on the corners, on every corner. But our next side is gonna be going up along the side of our driveway. So I'm gonna have to mow this and we're gonna go up that way next. So I just ran to the mailbox and the seeds that I ordered finally came in. This is the first page. This is the second page. I'm gonna go through them with you guys as soon as I get done cleaning up the garden. The seeds came, but it looked like it was gonna rain, so I mowed the backyard and the front yard and over by the garden. So I mowed in between all the aisles and I've started weeding in that bed back there. I'm gonna finish that up, but let's check on the stuff that we planted last time I showed you guys the garden. These are our spaghetti squash and our acorn squash, and these are doing really good. But I did notice they are getting some bugs already. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on them. I have been moving them up on the trellis and they're doing awesome. And our fall peas are coming up, so these all look really good. Over here where we have the cucumbers, I actually noticed, yes, these are getting eaten by bugs as well, but there are some tomatoes. So I'm gonna let those grow and see if maybe we're gonna get some more tomatoes. The loofahs are crazy. They're actually breaking the fence that they're growing on. This is where we had our peas first, and this all started as 4 loofah plants. Let me back up so you can get the full effect. I had to throw them up on top of themselves while I was mowing just so I could mow. But I still couldn't even get around this bed. They're wild. So let's check on the seeds that we started. And this is cauliflower and broccoli. So these are broccoli, and it looks like most of them germinated, all except that last one. And then these cauliflower. And it looks like maybe it was a 50-50 with the cauliflower. None of the cabbage sprouted. This was the container that the cabbage was in. I didn't dump it or anything, but none of them sprouted. I will be using these for the new seeds that we got, and I think I'm going to be doing Brussels sprouts and cabbage, and then I will direct sow beets and carrots. Okay, I've sorted them into 3 piles. This pile is for next year, this pile is for this year, and this is a maybe. I'm not sure. It says on the back that I'll have enough time, and the germination temperature seems okay, so I think I might be able to get a couple of these in. We are definitely going to be planting these carrots. I got 2 different types of cabbage. We'll plant a couple of those. Some beets, Brussels sprouts, another color carrot, and some kale. And these are all going to get planted today, hopefully. Okay, so I'm getting ready to take these ones outside. I am going to plant these Black Beauty eggplant, and hopefully we get some this year. Okay, now I'm going to show you the ones I got for next year. I got some watermelon, long eggplant, tomatoes, some beans, more beans, tomatoes. These are carnations, these are flowers, some cucumbers, beans. I haven't grown beans, so I wanted to try growing beans. That's why I got so many. Cucumbers, peas, peppers, Roma tomatoes, red pear tomatoes, habanero lemon, Connecticut field pumpkin, tomatoes. I wanted to try more yellow tomatoes because the yellow tomatoes we grew this year were amazing. My giant pumpkins, I didn't get any this year, even though I planted all the seeds I had. The bugs got to them and the pests killed them. I'll show you guys the pumpkin field. It's really bad. And then I got some colorful corn because my husband wanted to try and grow some of this. Okay, I told you guys I'd show you the pumpkin patch. This is the pumpkin patch. This is the only giant pumpkin that grew. I don't even know if it's still growing. That's the vine. It's planted somewhere along there. But everything that was out front here pretty much didn't make it. We've got a tiny little cantaloupe that looks like it might be okay. A miniature butternut squash. I mean, we'll still eat it, but another miniature butternut squash. This looks like it might have been a cantaloupe, but it clearly died. We got some mini pumpkins over there, some cantaloupe, some more cantaloupe. The only thing that really couple more pumpkins, and a watermelon. So the only thing that did okay were the cantaloupes and the watermelon. We picked probably 5 watermelon out of here, and it looks like there's probably going to be about 6 cantaloupes that are going to be good, but the pumpkins are all dying. We just couldn't keep up with the bugs in the fields. So I'm going to finish weeding this bed, and I'm going to direct sow either beets or carrots in here, but this is going to be a full bed of one single crop. Okay, I just got done weeding this square bed. I played around in it a little bit and it's really loose, so I'm hoping that the beets will do good. I'm gonna make some rows with my shovel, and then I'm gonna put some mulch on top from the lawn that I cleaned up in the garden as I mowed. Okay, well that was the entire pack of Detroit dark red beets, and hopefully we get some. I did 7 rows, and then like I said, I put mulch over it, and the mulch will die tomorrow. It's the same thing that we did over here with the peas. We use what we mow, and then we use it for mulch, and it keeps the weeds down. Obviously we still get crabgrass around the sides, but for the most part it definitely helps. Okay, so we already have our cauliflower, and we already have our broccoli. Let's see what else. Okay, let's do Brussels sprouts. These Brussels sprouts in our area will grow right until December, so I'm not too worried about these. I'll do a full 6-pack, and I'll plant 2 seeds in each hole. And I'll save the rest for next year. Okay, I'm going to do the cabbage in this big one, and I'll do 6 of one type here and 6 of the other type. I have late flat Dutch, and then I have savory cabbage, which has like curly leaves. And again, I'm going to put 2 seeds in each hole. Okay, other than the carrots, which we're going to direct sow, all we have left is our dinosaur kale and our Black Beauty eggplant. So I think I'm going to do the 4-pack of the eggplant, and I'll do the 6-pack with kale. And same as the other ones, 2 seeds per hole. Okay, I do this every year. I start a bunch of seeds and I don't label anything. Okay, I'm gonna know these are cabbage. What are those? Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts, cabbage, kale, eggplant. I'm gonna say that on here just so I have it for reference when I forget what I planted. Oh, I've never seen eggplant seeds. They're like pepper seeds. I don't know what I was expecting. I mean, I've eaten an eggplant before. And I still have plenty to try again next year if these don't do well. Okay, and just so I remember, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, kale, eggplant. Then I'm gonna go direct sow these carrots, and that's it for this fall garden, guys. Again, we've got our peas, we've got some more squash. Hopefully these cucumbers will do okay, and then we have our experimental tomatoes. And I use this old mosquito stroller net over these seedlings just because they are under the arch and the birds like to sit up there, and then they see these sprouts and they see food. So this is just to protect it from the birds. I think I'm gonna put the carrots in this bed. I'm gonna have to take these pots out and weed it real quick, but I'll be right back. Okay, I just got done weeding. I will mow these up and it will become mulch, but I don't like the amount of mulch to dirt ratio in here, so I'm going to add some of our compost and maybe a bag of dirt from the store before I plant our carrots in here. Right now I'm just getting some filler dirt out of here. I'm going to do 2 buckets of this and 2 buckets of our compost and then plant the carrots. I think that'll be good. All right, that is the 2 loads of the sand filler dirt, and then I'm going to go get 2 more buckets full of our compost and mix it up before I plant the carrots. Okay, I did the buckets of compost. It's not completely done, but it's good enough for now. Plus it'll give it nutrients as the manure breaks down. I'm also going to add this bucket. Okay, so I just started by making 3 rows. I've got some dirt that I'm going to put on top of the seeds. Each row is going to be for a different color carrot. So the black and yellow have approximately 300 seeds, and then the regular orange carrots have about 700. I might plant more of the orange ones, but I'm going to try and do half of the yellow and black because I want to have some to plant next spring. So I just did the middle row with the orange carrots. I'm getting ready to do the yellow ones. Some people mix these with sand and sprinkle them throughout. I just sprinkle them right out of the container and try and be careful. All right, and see, I still have a bunch of seeds in there, but carrot seeds are really little, so you do have to be careful. And the last row is gonna be the black nebula carrots. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did, just be super duper careful because they're really small. Okay, and that's about half the seeds, so I did pretty good. The rest of the seeds I'll save for next spring, and I'm going to take the dirt in the bucket and sprinkle it over these carrot seeds and then water it. Okay, I'm calling it. It's been a successful week. We got all of our fall seeds either direct sown or up in pots over there. I'm going to go take a shower. Have a wonderful Friday night, guys. Okay, I came in and put the kids to bed. Now it's time to start some sourdough to make in the morning.